Man, don't you feel alive again, mother bleepers? Don't you feel alive again? Wow. Miami Dolphins in a thriller and a stressor come back to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars today. They win 20-17 to start the season off 1-0. It was not easy. It was at times miserable. The Jacksonville Jaguars gave the Dolphins a big-time heart attack to start this game early, as they did on their own right with how this game was going. But my God, down 14-0, the Jags were not able to hold off the Dolphins, and you got some monster performances in this second half. The Miami Dolphins, big-time plays, clutch plays. But first, gotta get up to Jason Sanders. I was saying horrible, horrible fat cat things to my television when he missed that field goal to tie it up originally. I'm like, what are we doing here? You just had this completely golden opportunity. The defense shows up. They give you this onion stop. I don't know what the hell the Jaguars were thinking, even going for it on fourth down there. And then 42 yards, the whole thing gets completely booted with this drive. They starts off nice, and you miss a 42-yard. You're just like, how in God's name are they going to blow this? I can't believe it. And sure enough, the defense just came up with big play after big play to give the offense opportunity after opportunity, and they started sustaining drives. Even Zonk was talking about it. He's like, hey, man, what's going on here? We need a ball-controlled drive. And the Miami Dolphins would come back after that. They're down 17-14, and they were just mowing it down, giving the ball to Jeff Wilson, mowing him down, giving the ball to Jeff Wilson, and then all of a sudden, whoop, whoop, boom, here's a Mike McDaniel wild card for you. Alec Ingold is getting it on 3rd and short, and boom, gets it, 6-yard run, unbelievable. Then the Dolphins looked like they were sitting pretty for a touchdown. You get a holding call on Tyreek. The penalties were very annoying today. Not with Tyreek. We'll get to his day, which was crazy to see the performance that he had with everything that he had to deal with. But this was looking like Dolphins go-ahead touchdown. You had multiple times you're like, the go-ahead touchdown's coming. It's coming. And it doesn't. And so you have Sanders lining up, 37-yard field goal. You're like, if he doesn't make this, bad thoughts will go through my head. But he does. He gets the chip shot. And then you have just a stupendous 3-and-out put out by the Miami Dolphins defense. Dolphins get a sack from Emmanuel Ogbah. Dude wasn't even supposed to be here, right? Wasn't even supposed to be here. Shaq Barrett was supposed to be here. You're watching your Twitter timeline. You're seeing Andrew Van Ginkel get pick sixes today. You're thinking, what's going on? Could this day get any worse? Could anything go right for the Dolphins? Well, then here was a little bit of Jaelan Phillips. Jaelan Phillips. Beater of science, Leroy. That man beat science, Leroy. You are not going to hear about the end of this on Monday. Let me tell you, my friend. I may wear myself a lab coat with a black eye because that man beat science. He pummeled science, and he pummeled Trevor Lawrence to get the Dolphins the ball back. And they're moseying their way down. And they get 3rd and 1. And then all of a sudden, Alec Ingold, should we give him the ball again? Yes, sir. Give him the ball again. Boom, boom. Haven't seen a man get you 3 yards whenever you need it like that since my man Leroy Horde. Because you need 1 yard, he'll get you 3. But you need 5 yards, he'll get you 3. I'm only saying that to completely annoy the holy hell out of my co-host, because go watch Leroy Horde highlights. The man was very skilled. But you want to know something, dude? He was a doubter that somebody could beat science. So Jason Sanders, 52 yards out. Kick right down the middle. He beats the fat cat allegations, and your Miami Dolphins are now 1-0 on the season. But I'm going to tell you something right now, dude. This game does not happen. This win does not happen without one man, because I'm going to tell you something. I was thinking there was a lot of pew, fat cats, a bunch of Garfields on this team in the early goings of this game. Frustrating. Penalties. Frustrating. Thinking about Chris Greer with a Chardonnay laughing over the interior offensive line. I'm watching Liam Eichenberg get mauled. I'm watching Austin Jackson get thrown around willy-nilly. I'm watching Rob Jones get holding calls all over the place. Just couldn't bring anything together. But the one man who did not get his bag this offseason that the fans were probably rooting for was none other than the snowman, Jevon Holland. And this guy right here saved the mother bleeping game. Jevon Holland, as they give the ball to first of all, looked bad. Dolphins were just in a bad way, right? Tua starts a drive. You get a 63-yard pass to Jevon Holland, all right? You're down 10 at this point. 63-yard pass to Jalen Waddle, excuse me. Waddle, baby, waddle, baby, waddle, baby, waddle. Then Mostert, who I really just never got it going today, he goes for a loss. Then you have a Tua to Tyreek pass that gets a loss at 2. They slice open an official, and then Trayvon Walker completely bull rushes Austin Jackson. Tua's sacked, knocked out of field goal range. They got to punt the ball, and they get it inside the 10. So good punt. I got to say, the punt's on that Middle Tennessee punter, give him credit, dude, because the Dolphins punter was on one today. He took that motivation after somebody looking for his job. But then the Jaguars, first run, Tank Bigsby, who was really good today, rushes, gets him out of trouble. And then he gets up past to Gabe Davis. Then he finds Etienne. Then he finds Bigsby. And then Jordan Poyer has a face mask penalty because he's playing with a soft cast. He gets stuck into the guy's damn face mask. And, dude, this looked like it could have been the death blow because if they go up 24-17, the way things are going the Dolphins' way, you're thinking, this is not happening. And then they give the ball to Travis Etienne. Jaguars last year led the league in lost fumbles, and who's there to punch it out but the snowman himself, Jevon Holland. Boom! Punches the ball out, and the Dolphins get the ball in the end zone, touchback, and all of a sudden it feels like you have life. And I watched this game, and I needed a Kevin Harlan. He's got Hill. Like, I need air to breathe, dude. This was a frustrating game. It was tough. Going through all the opportunities that it felt were there, and the Dolphins just kept shooting themselves in the foot. And then Tyreek Hill gets loose. The cheetah. First play, Tua to Tyreek. He's got Hill! Boom! Streaking down the sidelines for a touchdown. Makes it 17-14. Miami Dolphins back in business thanks to the snowman, thanks to Tua hooking up with Tyreek Hill. And we have a mother bleeping ball game, ladies and gentlemen. We are in business. And then it seemed like the Dolphins were about to get it back because there was a fumble on the kickoff. Jaguars might have lost that. Looked like Duke Riley had it. Crazy. But as we said, Jaguars would pony that up with a really dumb decision. But you got to give it up. I mean, for Jevon Holland to come up with that kind of play, he was all over the place, dude. Big breakups. He was bringing pressure. He was bringing heat. He had NFTF nose for the football. He was at, I mean, you want to talk about a guy who deserved the bag and the guy who did not play like he deserved that. That was Jalen Ramsey, of course, playing with a tender ham. He probably shouldn't have been out there, dude. He did not have himself a good first half. They were picking on him a little bit, but the Jaguars would only have so much in this game, dude. They would only have so much in this game before they would piddle out because that's what old T-Law is, dude. I don't know what to tell you. This guy has great hair but has been wildly overrated for a very, very long time. And Trevor Lawrence, he had an incredible touchdown pass to Brian Thomas. I was like, yeesh, that was a great play by him. However, 12 of 21, 162 yards. Game manager, that's kind of just his performance today. Not great. And the Jaguars tried to sit and take the ball out of this air of the football for what felt like since the second quarter. And that did not go swimmingly for them. Meanwhile, the Dolphins, who, dude, this was the numbers at the end of the first half, all right? TOP, That's time of possession for you squares. Dolphins had the slight edge in time of possession. The yards total, Jaguars 162 to the Dolphins 160. And that was even with like a little sprinkling to get a field goal there at the end. The thing that stood out with the Dolphins, a piddly 2.6 yards per carry in the first half. Tua was the leading rusher. 1 carry for 11 yards. Nimble. I was happy to hear also that he's back doing jiu-jitsu. That made me very, very happy. Also revealed that he lost 14 pounds. They said that on the broadcast today. But you had Achane, 6 carries for 8 yards. He did some of this in the catching game, but man, they just couldn't get anything going with the run game at all, dude. And Mike McDaniel, he said it all well when he says, got to football better. And he's right. They did need to football better. They did football better, and they put themselves in this position as they finished this game today. Tua, here were his final numbers. 23 of 37, 338 yards, 1 touchdown, no picks. The receiving game, your 2 monster weapons were fantastic. Tyreek Hill, 7 catches, 130, an 80-yard touchdown with to boot on that one. Jalen Waddle, 5 catches, 109 yards, 5 targets on that one. He was 5 for 5, caught everything his way, didn't drop a damn ball, had a 63-yard reception, had a big onions one in the first half of this game, and I was like, finally, something was going the Dolphins' way, and that was like an 11-yard that he got crunched. The Dolphins were down 7-0, and this damn spotter comes out of nowhere, and he goes, oh, I think he looks a little wobbly. Leave it to the spotters here to still screw the Dolphins in the year 2024. So, all of it was just not going their way, man. It was crazy. And to come back down from 14-0, you're dealing with the penalties. The false starts. Durham Smythe was dropping the ball left and right. Didn't matter. The Dolphins were able to get in there. They get a touchdown from Achane. His final numbers on the day, he finishes with a cool 100 total yards with a rushing touchdown today. He was 10 carries for 24 yards on the ground. That doesn't look very pretty on your average. Jeff Wilson, he had the best 26 yards you'll ever see in your life. Five carries for 26 yards. The dude was a man's man and really changed the tone. Raheem Mostert today, 6 carries, 9 yards, 1.5. That definitely has got to be the biggest concern and biggest address coming out of this. But yeah, man, they came up 3 sacks today for the Miami Dolphins, 3 sacks today for the Jacksonville Jaguars. You had Calais Campbell there's some immediate impact. His first drive with the Miami Dolphins, they looked like they were going to be the 1985 Bears. Like, they were killing it. He had a sack. Agba had a sack. And then you had, of course, Jaelan Phillips with all the goosies and galore to boot. So, first one's in the book, ladies and gentlemen. Miami Dolphins, get this one. Anything that I missed from this that I really feel like I should get to? Just W, dude. 1-0. Take it how you can get it. It really felt like a game. I did feel like overall today, yeah, I felt the thing that I did not feel a Jaguars team that was overwhelming. I felt like it was a Dolphins team that was completely shooting themselves in the foot, leaving a lot of meat on the bone. They did a great job, I think, of taking away Tua's first option a lot of the times. He did not get the ball out of his hand the way that he did, but the thing with this Dolphins team is it doesn't have to look pretty all the time. It just needs to look pretty some of the time. They got a little Deontay Wilder in where they can have that knockout punch to get them back into the fight. And that's what this was, man. Like they maybe gave up some early rounds, but then boom, there was a haymaker. Boom, there was another shot to Tyreek Hill. But the game balls in this one, you got to go Jevon. You got to go Alec Ingold. You got to go the punter. You got to go Jaelan Phillips. And then Tyreek Hill. Dude, he does the handcuff celebration, which he had to, because whatever happened today, I don't know what happened today. I'm doing this before the media speaks, so I'll have some reaction, I'm sure, to what Cheetah's going to say about whatever the hell happened. This is going on as the pregame show. Me and Solana are hosting, and we got Bees on at the time, and I'm like, I don't know if I should bring this up to Adam Beasley or not. Not because I didn't want him to leave the scene. It's because, like, I don't know if this is real or not. I'm like, I literally, the first person I saw was like sad Jags fan 69 tweet out pictures. And I'm like, I don't know if this is really happening or not. But it looked very much like, holy crap, Tyreek Hill's in handcuffs and he's being put on the pavement. And it looked like at one point, A cop drop kicked him or something like that on the side. Not the end of the story. Not the end of the story, but the early lean on this feels like the early lean feels like it was a wild overreaction for reckless driving or a driving infraction, that a dude should be face down on the pavement to get himself in handcuffs and then it all be deterred. But he didn't get taken in, and the cheetah finishes with just another incredible performance. The dude is an absolute uber star. So game ball for the cheetah today. What a roller coaster of emotions. I mean, I feel like I'm happy that. And then we gotta do this thing. This puppy's right back at it in just a mere 4 days. Thursday, back at it against the Buffalo Bills. Hot damn.